Good morning. This is KHEA Radio. Right now it is 9:59. We have a very special guest here in studio. We're going to be talking to Justin with Captive Creative, learning about everything that he has going on. And we might as well go on the FM right now and get into this show. It's going to be a good day. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio. It's 10 o'clock. It's Monday. What does that mean for you? It's a start to a new week. That means there's a lot of stuff that you can get done. Hopefully you are setting some goals that you can crush this week. My name's Gardy. I got Justin here in studio with Captive Creative. Justin, how are you doing this morning?
Good, man. Doing really well.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
You know
for
what?
inviting.
And you came in not too long ago, maybe about a month and a half, 6 weeks ago or sometime, and we had a good time.
It was fun.
And I'm always excited whenever people agree to come back, because I know that they had an okay experience. Yeah. If somebody has never heard of Captive Creative before, they've probably seen your work, first of all. Can you kind of explain what you have going on and what you're all involved with?
Yeah, Captive Creative is a video production company here in Houston. We do high-profile videos for clients all over the United States. A lot of videos, a lot of photos, a lot of virtual tours. We got a large crew. We take on a lot of interns, let people grow, and try to create some beautiful content.
Is it easy to find good interns? Because I'm struggling at times.
Oh, yeah? Well, you know, there's a large community of high schools and colleges out there that can help provide different people for you.
Mm-hmm.
And they all want to teach these kids to go through the interview process and everything. So they're like, even if you don't take that kid in, giving them the opportunity to even learn how to go through that process is important. But I know y'all are a little bit further south. There's a lot more talent going to be in downtown Houston, and because of the Art Institute and some of the places. But yeah, no, there's definitely places. I mean, there's Galveston. I believe they're going to have a film festival over there, so I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities to find some really good talent just around this immediate area.
That's cool. I saw that film festival was going on, and one of my a gentleman that I met the other day, he submitted his film. It's called Help. He's a local guy from Lamarck,
cool.
And he was pretty stoked. I'm stoked for him. You know,
Yeah.
it's been accepted. So, you know, finding local talent. You mentioned the Art Institute. I have some friends, some buddies that went there. There's like a ton of kids coming in every year. I call them kids. You know, they're adults, but
Yeah.
just going in and they're coming out with, you know, I guess eager to learn and ready to go.
Absolutely.
Do you ever feel that like chomping at the tails, or do you feel like, hey, come on, let's go, come work with me?
I think that there's plenty of space for everybody.
Mhm.
There's totally enough space for, I mean, really, if you were to like try to figure out all the different markets that there are, and then all the businesses that are inside of those subcategories of those markets, every one of those businesses needs to have content, photos and videos. It's the future. So if we're to just be like, oh, well, I don't want to teach these kids how to do this, I'm going to do it myself.
Right.
That's the worst way to go about this, because there's plenty of work to be done in the whole system, just in Texas.
Yeah.
You know, and we've got the whole world on top of that.
You know, I agree with you. We were chatting for a little bit before just about video production, and you were actually giving advice, you know, as we were asking questions. Yep. And I'm always interested to see how people respond, you know, and just being willing to help, you know, because if you know something and you can help, you know, there is a lot of work. There's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah. Just share the information sometimes, you know. You don't want to give all the way the royal flush. You don't want to give it all away, but give as much as you can, you know.
Yeah.
Teach people about new tips and tricks, and share videos and ideas and just processes and flows.
I agree. Yeah. So what are you working on right now? What do you got going on?
We do a lot of work with Academy. We just launched a new video. It's on their Facebook. It's a featured video. We're using some cool robotics to create some of these amazing shots. We're got a whole crew running around Dallas and Austin right now. They just left this morning, taking lots of food photos for Grubhub.
Yeah.
We just finished our first TV show with the Monster Catch.
Yes.
I think that last episode ended 3-4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was episode 10. And overall, it was a phenomenal experience. And always on the grind for more videos.
Yeah. So 10 episodes. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of content, you know, going out and filming and then editing. It's just a lot.
Yeah, 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Once a week for 10 weeks. And I was out there all day long with Michael Marquez. And he really helped me bring the energy when I needed it.
Oh, yeah. He has the energy. That's one thing that he does have, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great personality. Whenever it comes to producing content, I guess finding the right people to be in it, the right product, and the energy, how important is that? Or can you make anything? Like, I'm going to look at, you know, that taco over there. If it doesn't have an energy and I'm like, this is what I need, but I need people to want this.
Yeah.
You know, can you achieve that, or does it have to have some energy, something?
I mean, really, in a way, if you wanted to video that little taco over there and make that have a lot of energy,
Irresistible. Yeah.
irresistible. There needs to be a little bit of thought involved on how is he going to make that happen. You know, I mean, it sitting by itself is not going to be all inspiring, but you get somebody with the piñata holder and you
Bust it open,
then you got some energy. You know?
Yeah. What do you think? You think there's anything inside there?
There, I mean, it looks like it would have some stuff in there.
Yeah, I don't know because it's closed. I didn't personally put anything in there, but I'm always hoping one day we're gonna bust these things open and just tacos, like fresh street tacos, are just gonna pop out from everywhere, and somebody's gonna be very regretful that we weren't filming it.
Yeah.
So
Well, we got a lot of GoPros, so y'all should bring them out there.
All right. So I heard you saying something about like Grubhub, and y'all are video and taking pictures of these products.
Yeah. So basically, the app that you order your food on. So if you're in Houston area, we pretty much the #1 photographers for them. And so everything on the app, photo-wise, for all the individual dishes, that's us.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Dishes after dishes after dishes.
Yeah, and how many people do you got working with you now?
There's roughly 10 people at any given time. Sometimes there's some contractors that we bring on just for a short amount of time to get some projects taken care of. But 10 people on that come into the studio almost every day. Yeah,
and then you also mentioned Academy. So you do a lot of work with and for Academy. Yeah. How did that even start? Because that's a pretty big name.
That is a big one.
Yeah,
we were really lucky in the beginning to get some really cool content out there, and we do a lot of Google ads, and Academy reached out to us, and as well as like probably 30, 40 other video production companies. Gave a really good proposal, and my business partner Sam and I made our way over to their headquarters. And
where are those, by the way?
They're in KHEA.
Okay,
so it's not too far from us. They obviously just must have liked our personality, our energy, and I think this is starting our year 3, maybe 2.5 years now that we've been doing some stuff.
Okay.
So I got to work with some Carlos Correa, Laura Rutledge from ESPN, and so many other fun people. It's just been an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, I saw you shared a video. It was a link to YouTube, and it was like, hey, how to pick the glove.
Yeah, that one was fun.
Does that process take a long time? I mean, do they tell you, like, here's what you have to say, this is what we want the video to portray?
Those guys, they have they know what they want.
Right.
But a lot of the time, they really let us kind of take charge on some of the things that we, visually what we need to be doing. So they give us guidelines, and then special points that we need to be hitting, and then really we just kind of run from there. So
okay. Yeah. Whenever it comes to meeting a client's expectation, and have you ever been in a situation where they say, hey, this ain't it. We need to start over, and how do you handle that and be like, no, this video is perfect. What are you talking about? Putting those feelings and emotions aside and trying to meet their requests.
Yeah, that definitely happens. And we had I have a really close friend, Natasha from Keller Williams, and the first round of revisions, we knew it wasn't exactly on point, but we have to show them something and make sure that they are on right track, and she got a little upset, and I was like, no, look, Natasha, we've got this, I promise. Like, this is just first round of revisions. It's uncolor corrected. There's no mix and mastering taken care of. We calmed down everything, and then in the next round of revisions, she was like, this is it.
Yeah,
this is it. And y'all probably saw it on I-45 now and some other places. But in the beginning, we have to really figure out who and what they want, and who is going to be seen by. So we have to really take consideration of all that information and put it into their video. And if it doesn't get portrayed correctly, then some people can get offended because this is their life. This is their money, and this is the way that they're being portrayed. And if it's not the way that they want to be portrayed, then we have to bring it back to the drawing board.
But you have to say, well, this is reality. Yeah, maybe you're not being portrayed in the way you would like, but I can only do so much.
Exactly.
I can only do so much.
Yeah.
One thing that I've noticed, there's a couple ways to go about this. Whenever it comes to producing content, whether that is, a commissioned art piece, writing a song, or doing a video, there are some people, and I guess it goes knowing your client, having that relationship with them, and knowing there's some people who can see it because you can show them that and be like, okay, here, imagine this is what we got, but there's some other stuff we're going to grow, and we maybe don't even have the shot for that yet. We're going to find it. Some people can see it. There's some people that can't. And I guess it just goes knowing who you're working with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely agree.
Yeah, that's just an interesting thing. And sometimes if you don't know if that person is the person who can see the vision, just don't don't say anything. I just wait.
I got my UPS guy calling, and it's very important. So
what we're going to do is take a quick break on the FM. We're going to keep it going on our Facebook stream. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Real radio. Hey, what's up, guys? Justin had to take a phone call. Let me switch this camera. Whenever you are a business owner, whenever you are an entrepreneur, guess what? The business does not stop. Business doesn't stop. So this is a learning experience for everybody, including myself. So hopefully y'all are having a good day. I'm excited. We got Justin here with Captive Creative, and he's back.
Hey, sorry.
It's all good, man.
We had some important equipment and props that were going to be shipped out to Houston and Dallas today.
Okay, so you're shipping out.
Yeah, we have to ship all the plates and the cutlery, all the utensils that everybody needs, because it's a lot of equipment to produce this Grubhub stuff.
Sure. Sometimes it's more of a fun day when you get the shipments coming in. So I didn't know. It was like, okay, what new toys are we getting? So that you can
I wish we got some new toys in today, but we just did get a couple new toys in.
What'd you get?
We have the new Red Gemini, and it's a phenomenal camera. I think I was showing you a couple of the side-by-side shots, which were pretty cool. And then we've got a robotic arm. I got a new one. I have one right now. It's called the UR10, a universal robot. And we've got another one on the way. It's called the Bolt, Mark Roberts motion control. It's one of the top robotic arms for video camera work.
That's cool. That robot arm? I'm pretty sure I've seen that before. It was in the movie Iron Man. And you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Like Iron Man 1, there's an arm, he's like, and he's like doing everything that, Robert Downey Jr. is like, hey, do this. But that's what it reminds me of. It's pretty much, that's like the future, I guess, right?
Oh, it's total future. It's so much because, when you're, everyone's seen videos shot in 24 frames a second. Everyone's seen 30 frames a second, 60, 120, but on a tripod. As soon as you start putting that and you rip that camera 3 meters a second and you pour a liquid or have a splash or have a flame or coffee beans flying everywhere, it's really an awe-inspiring thing to see. You're like, oh, wow, how that's physically impossible for the human hand can catch.
Yeah.
And to time those things for the flame to go and to move that camera at the same time, it makes me so excited.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's little things like that make, in my opinion, you can tell. And if you're a viewer, you may not know like I don't even know the verbiage or lingo, but you can tell like there's something different, and it's just like this smoothness or how it's, that's impossible, but y'all made it happen.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you can do to make yourself stand apart? If you're doing production work, I guess this can be advice for any field really, but.
Yeah. I mean, really to make yourself stand out. That's a tough one. The way I've made myself stand out the most is I didn't do it by myself. I've always had a team of people and had them help me make some of the content. So it's to do this. It's you can be a camera operator, a freelancer, but you have to think of it almost like a band. You got your guitar player, you got your drummer, you got your bass player, you got your singer. For this we got our pre-production, we got our producer, our director, our editors, our PAs, all those different people to put on a really big shoot. So the way to answer your question is. To make yourself stand out, try to find some really talented people to work with, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get starting to stand out is learn and educate yourself to produce higher and better quality content.
Yeah. We have a lot of, and I'm going to ask this question here on the FM, and we're going to go back on here. But I'll kind of tease it because we got about 15 seconds. But we have a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners, people that watch. And again, there's a couple schools of thoughts on, any video content, good video content. So here we go. We're going to make this switch.
We will change the world.
Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Right now it is 10:13 on a Monday morning. We're speaking with Captive Creative, learning about video production and making good content, quality content. Justin is hanging out with us. Justin, how's it going?
Good, man. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. So I got a question. We have a ton of people who own businesses or involved with nonprofit organizations. Whenever it comes to making your business stand out, whenever it comes to providing a service but getting noticed, is any content good content? especially on social media?
That's a great question. I think that that there's different levels of content. There's the organic raw material that businesses that I think should do on a regular. Some of the things that you do personally, you take your camera and you walk around at an event and you say hello to people. That's all organic stuff, and people love that. And then you've got your medium range where you're running around with DSLRs and actually starting to put together a coherent video, a sentence of some sort. And then you have your full production where it takes a lot more effort, more people.
Yeah.
And it depends on where your focus and your goal is. If you're going to be local, you wanna make those people feel like this is all organic, this is real. Then yeah, man, of course, go make sure you have your cell phones, your iPads, your GoPros and stuff like that. But if you're trying to reach out like more regionally, start using DSLRs. If you're trying to reach national, go ahead and pay that extra dollar, because those national ads, they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on that stuff. So, and that's going to be seen by a lot more people. So it needs to stand out better rather than the raw material that's been shot on an iPhone. I mean, of course, we've seen these videos that have 200, 300, 500 million views done from iPhones, but that was all because it was all raw organic stuff. And, not to say that any of that stuff's bad, and I do it myself. I've got my iPhone right here, and I film stuff all the time for my own business, especially the behind the scenes. It's all filmed on pretty much an iPhone. So, and those videos for us get a lot of traction.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we like to produce the highest quality content. So, it's just depending on where your business kind of lies.
Yeah, and I guess there's no excuse not to do it. You can start from anywhere.
Of course.
Yeah, and I think there's a place for all of that as well. So, yeah, I like that. Right now it's 10:16. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. We're speaking to Justin with Captive Creative. And we also mentioned earlier, Justin, you have some pretty big jobs that you have been, asked to do by Academy. You've done some work, I guess, with Carlos Correa with the Astros.
Yeah.
Do you have even time to watch like sports and see how they're the best team right now in baseball?
Yes, of course. I kind of try to keep in touch with that in case if I bump into Carlos Correa again one day and I'm like, hey, good play, man. No,
yeah.
But no, I try to keep in touch with those things. This morning I checked. I didn't get to see any of the games, but I immediately asked Siri. I was like, hey, how did the Astros do this weekend? And so yeah.
Yeah, they've won and won. I think they have the best record, like in baseball. So if they keep going, I guess they're gonna have home field advantage throughout. So hopefully those the champs again this year. So
I hope so.
That'll be a lot of fun
for them. It would be great for Houston.
It'll be great for Academy too.
Yeah.
So let's hope that happens. I'm just thinking about all of the shirts and the hats and merch because I get excited. I got my World Series champion hat for sure.
Yeah, me too. I did.
Where do you get it?
Academy.
Plug. Yeah, exactly. How did you start? I know we've touched on this before the last time you were on, but you didn't start at this level that you're at now, but you got to start from somewhere, and you found that passion.
I started in Galveston, and I worked for Yaga's Entertainment, and I was just an event coordinator. And Mike Dean, one of my role models in my life, he ended up bringing me on and was like, hey, yeah, come take pictures at all of our events, take video with your GoPro on your little stick, just putting my camera in people's faces. And then, just started practicing, putting all these videos together, editing myself on my really, really, really slow computer, and really starting to think about how I'm going to start editing all this stuff. Because if I had a fast computer, I think I'd just been like, blah, 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 as fast as I can. But I got some time to think about all the things I was doing. And then from there, Mike gave me the opportunity to continue honing my craft for the next couple of years. And then started doing some weddings. Eventually, I left Yaga's Entertainment to go become a Google trusted photographer. It was a great opportunity. I got to train people around the United States. So I got to practice my my framing because more it was just run and gun, get it as soon as the moment was over. So I got to practice all my framing and within the photography realm. And then at that same time, I got to meet a lot of really awesome entrepreneurs. They were like, hey, you're taking pictures. Do you do video? So kind of going from there, starting making small $100, $200, $300 video shoots and just doing as many as I possibly can. And grew my team. My business partner is my cousin, Sam Rossiello. I couldn't do this business without him. And yeah, just really taking on every individual project, and trying to produce something and keeping people happy.
Yeah.
You know? That was the most important.
How did you feel comfortable to just like make that jump? Because I meet a lot of people, and sometimes they're like, "Well, I only do photography," and I'm like, "Well, that's great, and they do a great product, and I'm sure they do like keep learning and getting new gear and everything else, and want to be the best." But for you to go from run and gun, getting events to I'm gonna go in photography. Well, I'm gonna do these video projects. I'm gonna have my own company.
Yeah.
And what's next? Are you gonna keep? I mean, I don't know, but yeah. What do you think? What's next?
So, I've always been the kind of guy that's, really takes a leap of faith. When I was 17 years old, I created a surf and skateboard company called Direction Boards. I've always liked being my own business owner, my own entrepreneur, and being able to build my own schedule for life. I really do like working hard. So like I don't need a boss or anybody to be like, hey, go do this and do that. 'Cause I get inspired just by doing it myself. So really, there was just a moment when I was making the transition between Google and Yaga's Presents that I was like, this is what I'm jumping. I'm gonna dive deep in this. This is my passion. I'm dyslexic 100%. So I'm not a very good reader. I'm not a very good writer, but I love telling stories. It gave me an outlet for me to be able to express myself in a format that best could represent myself.
So growing up in school, I'm guessing what was that experience like?
I was always a fun kid. I grew around a lot. Like went to a lot of different schools around different schools. My family's in oil and gas, so it was difficult. It was always a struggle for me. Just because every year I have to make new friends at a new school, and on top of that, every kid's done the popcorn reading, and I always get stage fright and start hyperventilating, and I'm like, I read my 3 sentences and then be done, and then be like, I need to go to the restroom.
Yeah,
I need to get out of here. So yeah, it was helped me learn to become more confident, I guess, in a way. But I am who I am today because of the skill sets and I think of them as what am I trying to say is a different approach to thinking. So which really helps me, I think.
Yeah. I was talking to my son this morning on the way to school. He's 6 years old, and I asked him, hey, how's school going, right? And sometimes he doesn't want to talk about it. It's early in the morning, and I'm just making conversation, right? So he's like, well, sometimes the teacher talking about a subject, and I don't understand. Just trying to give that advice, like being in the opposite role, like, well, it's okay if you don't understand, just ask. He's like, well, I do ask. I'm like, okay, well, and I'm like kind of stuck there. Well, if you still don't understand, just try your best. That's all I can ask, for you to do. So it's always interesting to see, people's success stories, like yourself, like you mentioned growing up, being dyslexic and still just, having the passion. Now you are doing some really cool things.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You mentioned your fiance.
Yeah.
When are you getting married?
We are getting married next summer, 2020, and in Croatia.
In Croatia?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She's a first generation American. Parents are from Croatia. They're actually in Croatia right now, finalizing some of our wedding preparations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Preparing the house for next summer for us.
Have you been before?
Oh, yes. It's
How is
amazing. It's so beautiful. One day I'd really love to retire there. Catherine speaks Croatian to her whole family. So we want to be able to have a moment in our lives for us to go to Croatia, raise some of our kids, give an opportunity to be able to learn about the culture and the beautiful history that's there. I mean, at one point, Croatia was the world dominating power because they were the only country that could produce salt to be able to bring out to sea, because then it was the only preservative that they had in the ocean, and it was just a really cool opportunity to go there. So,
man, yeah, you had mentioned. Well, I asked you. I saw you were mutual friends with Frances from Bayshore, and obviously she's Croatian as well, and her husband's Croatian as well, and there's a little bit of a tie there, I guess, with your fiance.
Yep,
and it makes sense now.
Yep,
that makes sense.
Yeah, their story is even amazing, or even more amazing.
Yeah,
their grandparents were next door neighbors in Croatia, in the same village, and they lived right down the street. I saw both of their houses when we went to Croatia. And then to know that those two families came to Houston, and those two families are now one family. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Have you been to Bayshore Grill yet?
Oh, yeah. I love the place.
Gilhooly's too?
Of course, yeah.
And then I saw there's another one. They're like Luton Booty or something. Like, I don't know. There's another one. They were like, hey, it's our sister spot. I was like, I guess I need to check it out.
Those places are really great. They got some cool, some really great food.
Yeah.
I think they have a new challenge, like some sort of largest burger ever made or something. Check it out. It's a great opportunity, and Gilhuli's is a really fun place.
All right. Man, speaking of Croatia, I got to say good morning to Ian. He said, hey, what's up? It's super sunny in Spain. I guess he got away from the UK for a nice holiday. That's what's interesting. I love being able to talk to people. So there's Brendan Keys. He has he's the head of a semi-pro soccer team over here.
Okay.
But that's where Ian started watching. So maybe we'll get some people watching from Croatia too. If we just say it enough, Facebook will start tagging, I don't know, just pop it up on people's feed and stuff. Right now it's 10:25. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. We're going to take a quick break on the FM. Keep going on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, feel free to share this video out. We appreciate you taking the time. It's Monday morning. Let's spread some positivity today. All right. So Croatia, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever you're out there, do you take your gear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had some pretty cool pictures on our walls in the house. Everywhere I turned, I wanted to take a picture. Catherine was like, "Come on, let's just keep walking.
Enjoy the moment.
Enjoy the moment." But it was just so beautiful everywhere I turned. So
that's cool. Yeah. Cool. So that'd be fun. Just to, I don't know, do something different. I guess obviously her, having ties there would be easy, but just taking that jump, you're not joking.
Yeah.
I've always been one to just be like, let's go, let's
make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you know it deep down, you feel it. I felt it in the heart and in the gut, so I was like, double, got to make it happen.
Yeah. Did you at least have to see it first?
Croatia?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I asked Catherine to marry me while we were in Croatia.
Okay.
So we were on the walls of Dubrovnik.
Wow.
It was one of the most beautiful places. It's one of her favorite spots to go to.
Did you have that planned beforehand, or you saw and you're like, nope, yes, we need to get married?
I didn't know where I was going to do it at. But I remember walking the whole top of the city of Dubrovnik. There's a whole walkway around the whole city. And I kept asking her, where's the most beautiful place? Where's the most beautiful? She's like, it's all beautiful, Justin. Like, what do you mean? Where's the most beautiful place? So, but once I got there, I knew exactly what.
You had this when you saw it. You knew.
I was like, this is the spot.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Yep.
My wife's gonna be. Hopefully, she's not listening right now because I was in. I think Dickinson. When I asked her to marry me.
Well, when you know, you know. So.
Yeah. Oh man, good stuff. Making everybody else look bad. Way to go, Justin. No. Captive Creative too. Man, that's cool. So what would you say is next for Captive Creative?
Captive Creative is the first company in Houston to do robotic cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the future. That's going to be the future for us. It is in creating the impossible shot. I've got one robot right now and a second one on the way. Just because it worked so well, and this one little robot can only get me so far. I can bring this out on any video shoot. So if a restaurant wanted to do something cool, or somebody else wanted to, I can bring it out and do it. But
is it pretty portable?
This one is, yeah.
Okay.
This one is pretty portable. But our bigger one, that will be able to be, they'll pretty much be in the studio, unless if somebody's got a feature film or a TV show like Walking Dead or any of those things. Apple, ESPN, they're all using these robotic arms right now to create some of their amazing content. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Have you done any car commercials?
I've done some simple videos while I was out doing virtual tours. Since I'm a Google trusted photographer, we get contracted just by random places. They call us and be like, "Hey, we want to get on Google Street View." So occasionally after that, we'll fly the drone and do some things that they need to get and stuff. So
yeah, I was trying to think of something that would be fun that maybe you have or haven't done. What is something that you haven't touched on that you would love the opportunity?
I have a meeting on Tuesday with Capital One, and they want to do cars. So the thing that I want to do really, really bad is have a scene where people are driving, but not actually driving. They're in a room where it looks like they're driving. We set up all of our lights and have perfect audio. So it's a car parked in a studio space with all the lights doing their movements. So yeah, that's something I really want to do is create a whole car scene and then take that car scene talk and then bring it to reality so you can have your shots to make that seem real. Does that make sense? So you bring another car with a camera on it, and then actually have those guys really drive in real life, and then cut between the two.
Yeah. Is it easier to do it this way than just have them driving? It would probably be safer. I imagine.
It's definitely safer. I would say it's going to be harder, logistically, to be able to make those lights match.
Yeah.
So if we're going to do it, probably the easiest way for to do is at nighttime, so we don't have to worry about time of day and stuff like that. So there's more logistics that are involved. I already talked to Dreamlight Studios about helping out with this project. They're an awesome place in Houston. They got a psych wall. It's a big, giant wall. You can park your car in it and take a picture of it, and it looks like it's just sitting in a white space.
Okay.
So, but yeah. So I'm pulling all the pieces together because that's just a passion project that I want to do. Yeah. So put that one in the book so I can have a potential feature film or a short story of some sort.
Yeah.
So.
And as far as I'm going to call it a TV show, a series with the Monster Catch.
Yeah.
Was that the first of the kind that you've had the opportunity to do?
Yeah, that's the first series that we've ever done. We've done lots of smaller micro videos, but this one was like, pretty heavy production with 3 crew members, 2 editors, and a pre-production crew. And yeah, it was definitely the first of its kind for us to create a mini show. So.
Yeah, and you have time. I mean, that would be an ideal goal. Like, obviously, I think we talked about like maybe season 2 or touching on other stuff if it works.
Going to Hawaii or going to Florida, going to Alaska, just pulling out some amazing fish and educating the people. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to think of some great shows. Maybe some of the best TV shows ever. I think of like Jersey Shore. I think of Big Brother. Like, would you ever try and help out with a reality show?
I've never been a huge reality person. I really like scripted material.
A lot of it is.
It is scripted. But it was different for us to do this with Sharky. He's, I feed him a lot of lines and things that are going on.
Yeah.
Just because I have the story in my mind. Sharky's doing all the actions, actually catching those fish and really doing that stuff. But going back and doing the talking heads, I'm like, okay, well, this is what happened. I would rather work with like Leonardo DiCaprio. He knows all of his lines. And, and you just be like, hey, can you deliver that differently? Let's do that again.
Yeah.
That's really where I want to kind of go within my business. But obviously, if Honda Motors wants to be the big sponsor for the Monster Catch Season 2, of course I'm going to take it.
Street Racing Edition.
Yes.
He's going to go up and down I-45, the feeder, and just like fish out the Honda and catch some monsters.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you saw that video, right? The one where he's fishing over after it rained and he caught
he caught the fish on the side of the road. Yeah, it was really cool. I wish I was the filmer for that one.
Yes. Was he just using GoPros?
Yeah, they were just using him and his girlfriend just went out. They literally saw it on the side of the road and caught that fish right there. I was so blown away myself because I've been fishing with him for almost I've known Sharky for almost 5 years now. So, and I've seen him catch some pretty interesting stuff, and that one was cool.
That's legit. I mean, you have to be looking for that. Like with the water. That was awesome. Anyways, he released it, which I thought, there's no way out. I'm like, I'm taking this bad boy home. He's going on my wall, going in the skillet. I don't know. He's going somewhere.
But he even saved it.
He did.
He did save it. So there's a funny thing that kind of goes on some of those shoots with Michael Marquez. I'm wearing my sunglasses. He's wearing his sunglasses. And like he's like, did you see that fish? I'm like, dude, I'm looking right at the same spot as you. How did you see the fish and I not see it? He was like, you just got to know what to look for. And he's like, oh, you see those little splashes on the water? I'm like, no, is that wind or is that fish? And he just sees it. Just it's like happens for a very like minute second. He's like, did you see it? Did you see it, Justin? I'm like, no, dude, I didn't see it.
Yeah,
man. I'm focusing on you. Sorry.
Well, I guess his vision. I will say that his vision is better than everybody else's. But I guess whenever it comes to film, it's fair to say like you could turn that around. On him as well.
Yeah, if he was to try to look at something where we put a video together and his audio and his visuals are 2 frames off, average person can't see it, but I can see it since I watch a lot of stuff. So if like the mouth is a little bit off. Some people can see it up to 1 frame. You've got 24 frames a second. Sometimes you can see it up to 1 frame, Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
You know,
so-
I've seen some like local commercials, I'm going to say. Maybe some of them are national, but I've seen some that are so off. And I'm like, who approved this and put this through?
I've seen
There's
it too.
one that comes to mind. There's a guy, and I don't, it may be like a law firm or something, or like talking about a car or something. It's just like, who did this? Like, why? How does that slip through the crack?
I try to think about that too sometimes. I'm like, how did that get pushed through? Their lead editor just didn't catch it? No, there's a possibility that the funding ran out, and they said, the videos is best as gonna get for the dollars we're gonna get, so we just gotta launch it. So
I wonder if you can stand out from being like so noticeably bad that at that point they're just like, well, the commercial's okay at best.
Yeah.
Let's just throw the audio off like a whole, frame, and people will be talking about us one way or another on
Hey,
KHEA.
I guess bad publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, sometimes. In this case, I guess it works. Yeah. So I can't remember what they were selling, but I know what the guy looks like. So it's interesting. It helps to be an expert in your field, and you can kind of you can do that. So can Sharky as well.
Yeah.
So
just takes time. Lots of man hours just watching.
Yeah.
Watching what you love to do.
I've heard one of those statistics where they say I think like 10,000 hours. It takes 10,000 hours to be an expert in anything.
And I don't think I have 10,000 hours yet, guys. So
there's still some time. I don't even know like how many years is that. I'm not good at math. Calculate that.
And and it's not consistent. You gotta like when you're doing your job from this time to this time. That's when that time counts.
Yeah.
Not when you're sleeping.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, if you're watching on Facebook, let me know. Do you produce video content? I see some people tuning in. Feel free to share this video out. It's Monday. Also, let me know, what do you have going on today? It's a brand new week. We got a brand new day today, and I'm excited to be able to share this time. We were talking to Captive Creative, talking to Mr. Justin about everything that he has going on. With the Monster Catch finishing up season 1, I think it was a huge success. There has to be a season 2, maybe sponsored by Honda, racing on the side of the road. What are some other series? Has there been anybody else that saw the Monster Catch and it was like, we got to do this for me too?
Yeah,
it was good publicity.
You guys for sure.
Yeah.
We had a lot of really great feedback from everything. Everybody has been really awesome. My face is not in the video, so I don't get a whole lot of people. My name is at the end of it. It says directed and produced by Captive Creative and Justin Bowers. But really, Sharky got all the great insight and really got to grow his business from it. It's really amazing how, he's already got a lot of business already. Let's be real. He's a great guy. He's got a lot of energy. But really overall, he just ramped him up. So we've got some cool things coming, but there's nothing that's actually set in stone. So I couldn't say anything over the air. It'd just be like, they're like, oh, well, you overshot. You shouldn't have said that. So, but I know there's going to be more shows coming down the line. But it's really a lot of stuff we mainly focus on is for businesses. And this was really a video for Sharky's business to get more charters going out there. It is a story, it is a show, but it was really to promote his business, the Monster Fishing, Outcast charters, and everything else he's got going on.
Okay.
So cool. Yeah, we really like to help businesses grow. It doesn't matter how or what platform they want to do it on.
All right. Hey, we're going to switch you back over on the FM. I have a couple of thoughts and suggestions. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Right now it's 10:37 a.m. We're talking to Justin Bowers with Captive Creative. Justin, what's up, man? How's it going?
Yo, how's it going, guys?
Going good here, and it is Monday. I'm excited. We're spreading some positivity, talking about everything going on. We were touching on the Monster Catch.
Yep.
10 episodes, 10 weeks, every week going out and filming.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest with me. Did you ever get tired of going out on the boat?
Sharky, don't listen to this. I got tired. It's where it really hit me was right before we went to go to film episode 9 and 10. And for episode 9 and 10, we went out for almost 48 hours, 150 miles up. I think it might even be more. I've been maybe like 350 miles, but
man,
it's
too far.
It took us a long time to get out there, almost 5 hours. To get out there and 5 hours to come back, and we were totally exposed to the elements, the sun, and it was pretty brutal because when you go out that far, it's not like you're in the bay where there's like these little waves are small. These guys are pretty big, and I'm looking at a video camera, and you've all been inside of a car reading a book or gotten your cell phone, and you're driving in a straight line, and people get motion sickness. I get motion sickness in the car occasionally when I'm not driving and stuff, but it hit me pretty hard in this last one. I had to go lay on the bottom of the boat. They'd be like, fish on, and I would get up, get the camera, hold the camera. You got it. Okay, I'm gonna go lay back down. So, but overall, I mean, it was a super awesome experience. I'm not a huge fisherman myself. I know a lot about fish now. I know how to target different species. I know how to use the different techniques. I know the different types of boats that we've been on. Overall, looking back at it, I loved every moment of it except for when I got sick.
Yeah. Did you get like 5 miles out or like 100 miles out and you're like, I made a mistake? Like, why did I agree to do this? I'm about to be so sick.
Yeah, it really, when it hit me the most was when the sun went down. And when you're out that far, there's not a light in the sky. There's tons of stars.
Yeah.
But there's not, literally on the horizon, there's not one light. We only had one rig that was an oil rig that was giving us the light. And as soon as I turned my back to it and I couldn't see anything anymore, it just really hit me.
Yeah. So we touched on, the Monster Catch, and then we also touched on reality TV. We said you're probably not into that. But then you also said something about, Leonardo DiCaprio and working on films. Is that the final goal for you? Is that where you see yourself going one day?
Yeah, I'd really like to do real TV shows. I've got a couple really awesome ideas in my head. I got a family friend that created a book. It's my godmother's husband, and it's an amazing story. And I want to turn it into a short series, about 8 episodes. But I'll have to have some really good talent. They'll have to really be good at acting. They'll have to really get themselves into the part because a lot of people are starving and hungry. So, we have to find the right talent. It's going to take a lot of time and effort, where reality, you kind of find your people and you kind of things that's happening in real life.
That's their life. They're not a character, yeah. Like Sharky. He's great at who he is,
Exactly.
And he's like one of those people that you see him and you're drawn to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He could be a pastor.
He could be
like a public,
a
speaker. I don't know. Whatever he's going to do, he's going to be great at it. Could you share what that book is about, or do you don't want to give away too much?
It's a really amazing book, and it's kind of hard to find. You can buy it on Amazon, but they don't make the copies anymore. It's called Free as a Running Fox. If people are listening, please try to get your hands on that book and read it. It's an amazing book. It's based in World War II and the experiences that they went through and how many people that they ended up saving in some of these camps and whatnot. So
wow.
A few details is that they dig holes. It's called moling. They dig holes, bury themselves under the ground, and dig their way out. He did this several times to save lots of people, and one of his largest was like 200 people that he got to save. They dug holes and they escaped, and then made it home and had a child, had a wife, came to America, and it was just an amazing story.
Is this based on a true story?
It is a true story.
Wow.
It is a very true story. And just to know that he could bridge this gap, I want to just tell it. I want to tell the real story, but with amazing talent.
Okay. Yeah, that would be, I think of a modern day movie, you would be able to, you can dress similar, or I'll put this on. But whenever you throw everybody back to World War II, you really got to be bought into that.
They can't be wearing Nike shoes.
Somebody's going to notice.
Like a button up or some new age glasses. You have to be 100% on point.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Yeah. Well,
Period
that's cool.
piece.
That is cool. Right now it is 10:43. This is KHEA.com, 99.5 FM. We're going to be on till 11, hanging out, talking to Justin with Captive Creative. Can we talk about the name? Captive Creative.
Yeah. Captive Creative, the logo. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So Captive is because we captivate people. And then we've got the A and the V, so audio visual. And then creative is just as itself. So we try to be creative, Captive Creative.
Yeah, and that's y'all's website, captivecreative.com?
Yeah, no E for captive.
If somebody goes on there, what are they going to find?
Some really cool content.
Some cool videos, huh?
Yeah, some cool videos for sure. We've got a good portfolio and some large clients that we've done work with. So please check it out. And then leave a thumbs up on one of those videos.
Definitely. I've met some people who, produce content, but then you can't find it.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
There's so many people creating content, so things get drowned out. We've got, I don't even know, I forgot the statistic on how many videos that are being uploaded to YouTube right at this very moment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a huge number. I mean, right now we couldn't, if we did it today, you in your lifetime could not watch all that content that's being uploaded right now in your entire lifetime from today.
Even today is like right now.
Just
content.
right now content. You would not be able to watch that for the rest of your life. You could continue watching every single day. It's really incredible to see how much content is being produced and putting out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course it's going to get drowned out. And that's one of the questions where you ask, how do you make yourself stand out? So produce really great content that people want to watch, or make a message that people want to listen to, or have a goal of some sort, help people do something.
Yeah. Man, that's a lot of content. I can only imagine that's going to continue to grow.
Oh, yeah.
In the future.
I mean, because we all have cameras. You got cameras, 3-4 cameras rolling right now. You got our cell phones, so
yeah,
just content galore.
Are you getting the new iPhone? Do you have it?
I have the iPhone 10.
That's what I got.
I've watched some pretty cool videos about it, but I'm pretty hard on my technology. I'm gonna wait a little bit.
I've had mine. It's coming on 2 years, but I'm very tempted, especially after I saw that commercial with the dog. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I didn't see that one. No.
Okay, there's like a dog, and it's like in a I'm guessing like a studio space. There might be robotic arms with this thing. Now that I mention it, it looks like at least one would be there, but it's like wide angle, telelens, and it kind of shows off all the different things with this dog that has big hair, and there's fans going.
Yeah.
But it's Apple puts out some great content.
Yes.
And products, in my opinion.
And Apple does use a robotic arm, so there's a high possibility that they mounted that iPhone 11 on that robotic arm and moved those shots. I'm gonna check it out, and I'll let you know.
Okay, cool.
I'll let you
All
know.
right. Hey, so we got about 10 minutes left. Is there anything else you'd like to touch on that we haven't?
For those people that are running businesses, you asked earlier, how do you make yourself stand out, or is some quality content better than others? I really think that, if you're going to create something, even on your iPhone, just think about it before you actually press record and get it out there, because people will watch it, especially if you take a little bit of thought and put it in. And then once you realize that some of that content that's working, take into consideration, if your simple content is working, know that if somebody else is going to take like a video production company that knows what they're actually doing, they're going to take the time and the patience and the effort to put in a really solid video for you. You should do that. If you find that your individual videos, Michael Marquez is a great example. He went out there with he didn't even have an iPhone. It was just like an LTG or whatever the phones are, and it's blurry, and like 20,000 people are watching him live while he's doing this on a really terrible camera. And then he goes, Justin, we're obviously getting tons of views. Let's make something better. So start by doing something, think about it, get yourself goals and what you all want to make happen. And then when you realize that you've topped out your own capacity for making your own content, then that's when you go to the next step. You can start with yourself with a local production team. They have just simple equipment. They can take it to the next level for you. And then when you go from that level and you're like, wow, these videos are doing really amazing for our business. Our return on investment, our ROI is going out the roof for this. We spent $500 or $1,000 and we got $10,000 from this. Then that's when you need to really take that into consideration and really build a solid plan and talk to some really big production companies to help produce that content and distribute it properly. So, because there are right ways and wrong ways to distribute the content, because you said just a few minutes ago, did you see the video? Oh, there's so much content that's out there, and it gets shuffled down because there's so much content that's going out there.
Yeah. Whenever, like Michael Marquez, like you mentioned him uploading that video, and it may look blurry. I'm not going to lie. Not necessarily talking about him, because, but sometimes you'll see video and the audio is bad.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, this bad audio video got 1 million views, and it kind of makes my heart hurt.
I know.
A little bit, and I'm just like, why? Okay, it's fine. It's good. Whatever.
Yeah, one of his videos just get 9 million views, and it was done on an iPhone, and it's one of his buddies fishing, and they pull out a mermaid.
Yeah.
And 9 million views, and I'm like, dang, I spent 10 weeks with Sharky, and we didn't get 9.
Yeah, I know, but y'all got a lot of views.
Yeah, we got a pretty big amount.
Yeah, like 500,000 views on per episode at least.
Yeah, anywhere from 250 to none of them hit 500,000. But you guys, if you go check it out, you could definitely help us, and that'll definitely secure us another year of Monster Catch.
Yeah, because do you have a Captive Creative YouTube channel?
Yes, we do. We do have a Captive, and I have a personal one as well, because I do a lot of BTS behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So you can find us on Captive Creative, just on YouTube, There's a bunch of videos on there. And then Justin Bowers, Justin Bowers.
Yeah, because I see, Sharky, he has one, and that's a way that a business can monetize through social media that,
Yes.
producing that content. There's people that have whole careers. Once you get so many subscribers, they like give you this cool plaque.
Yeah.
So our friend Booker T of Reality Wrestling, they just hit, 100,000 subscribers. And since then, I think they've already gotten like 200. But by the time they got their plaque, but that's a big deal because they're posting, some of these matches and videos, million views. And that's a way, just revenue that you don't even think about.
The best thing about you think about those things is those people are creating this content, and you can take your ads and play it before their video.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're getting paid for that ad space. But if there's a target, there's a company that you see that they're making a lot of cool videos, and you're like, oh, this is a great opportunity for me to jump on board. You go make yourself a 15-second video, put it on YouTube, monetize that, or not monetize it, create some ad spend, and you can put it right in front of that video, and they're getting millions of views. You have to figure out what your budget is and how many views you want, and how's it gonna help your business. But all those people, that's why YouTube wants those people to be on there, so they can get their ads out there.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. I have to think about how I'm going to do this. I'm going to start something called like the baby shark catch. And I'm going to put it's going to be shirts, and I'm going to put it right before the monster catch and make some money.
Yeah.
You could do that. Somebody could do that.
You could do that. Yeah, absolutely. It's totally doable. You could target those people. Absolutely.
That's fun stuff. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We got Justin Bowers here with Captive Creative. Again, we're about to sew up the show here in a bit. If you're watching on Facebook, feel free to share this out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And that's one of the things that I loved. Even before we went on the air, we were chatting a little bit about gear, about videography, about, everything that goes on. And I feel like it's a never-ending learning process. How do you just stay at the top of the game? Like, how do you continue to learn?
The only way is, I said this in the beginning, is to surround yourself with people that want to get better themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, things really take off. You can stay at a even level for a long time, and then you get sparked ideas by somebody else. You can really take off. So finding talent, finding friends that really like what you do, I think that's one of the ways that you can make that stuff happen.
Okay. And then you also mentioned about using like interns, like young people who are hungry, whether they're in school or just want to
learn about the industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a huge tool for us. They want the opportunity, they want the experience. Then it gives us an opportunity to be able to teach people, and then also get more help for some of these large production shoots. And then most of the time, they're just over the moon to be on a set for like Compaq Computers or Avita or Academy. They're just like, I would never have this opportunity, even in a college setting where they're learning film production and stuff like that. They get to make their own ideas, but when they're actually in the real world working with a production company, they get to get the real life situation and how it works.
Yeah. In Houston, it's been a great spot for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of people, I guess it's a little bit different, especially when you're targeting with the business, but I think of like, hey, I'm making TV shows and going to be potentially working in films or short films or whatever. They want to go and they want to move.
Mm-hmm. To the East Coast or the West Coast?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really flooded market over there. So if you go over there and you bring, our Red camera, which is one of the nicest cameras in the market, you bring that on to California, there's one on every block. Every block there's one. So like it's so flooded, so saturated. So there's opportunity out there, lots of opportunity, but it's so much harder to come by. You have to know somebody. Well, here, we've got Austin, we got Dallas, and Austin's really growing as their video production. But Houston, it's pretty wide open. There's a lot of opportunity, and I said that in the beginning that there's so many different categories of businesses to work with: medical, auto, lawyers, construction, and every single one of those businesses categories has thousands of businesses within that category. And then, so if you were to just focus on real estate, and that's all you want to do, and there's a lot of people in Houston that do that, you could really make a killing from it, like just to be able to focus on one market. So there's enough space for all of us here.
Yeah. There's a lot of realtors, and drones are now almost a necessity at times, and getting that shot of the house and the property. And Well, I need an inside shot. Well, you need a wide angle lens. What's that? You know, if I was a realtor, I would just try. I mean, not try. I would like do the little bit of research that it takes to be able to do that yourself.
Of course, yeah. And then like my lady would want to be a real estate agent at some point, and I was like, hey, well, I have all the tools.
Yeah,
you can do it. You want to start?
We could sell some houses.
We could sell some houses. But you know, yeah, just do some research. Figure out. I mean, individuals can be doing this themselves. Like I was saying, just go shoot the content, create an idea, educate yourself around it. If any of these people that are listening, guys, feel free to reach out to me personally. I answer all messages on Instagram. I answer all my messages on Facebook. And then if you can even get my phone number somehow, I'll pick up.
I got it. You're all looking for it. Hey, thank you for hanging out and joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate the time.
So check out captivecreative.com. Hit up Justin. Follow him on social media. See where he is going next and how you can maybe even use some of his services. It's KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Y'all be blessed.